all businesses, people are on social media. Being a DJ, you will want to have that platform and take advantage of that platform fully, because there's so many people that utilize social media.
You are now listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast. The show is designed to help you grow your mobile app audience and get advice from experts in your industry. Now, here's your host, Sean Garvey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast with the architect here, Sean Garvey. Thank you so much for tuning in to another great, amazing episode of the BV Mobile Apps Podcast, in which we help you get to the next level in the industry. Stay tuned towards the end of the podcast. We're going to give you some information on how you can get your app customized through BV Mobile Apps. We got all that and more coming up later on in the podcast. On the line with me today on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast, we have another Fleet DJ member born in Brooklyn, New York, and currently resides in Florida. And we are so happy to have him on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast. He has been doing his thing on the DJ side for a great amount of years. And he also goes by a different moniker, Mr. Cosign. And today's theme, we are going to talk about how DJs can successfully market themselves on social media. You know, social media has always been a big thing, and we're going to teach you DJs, aspiring DJs, on how to market yourselves on social media so you can get to the next level. We have Fleet DJ member DJ SL Jamz, also known as Mr. Cosign. Hey, DJ, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Enjoying the day.
Good, man. Good. I'm enjoying the day as well. And we really appreciate you for just taking time out of your busy schedule to call into the BB Mobile Apps Podcast as we give DJs some important information on how they can take their social media game to the next level. Now, I mentioned just a few moments ago, you was born in Brooklyn, New York, and you currently reside in St. John's, Florida. And it's so interesting because I know a lot of New Yorkers that are in Florida, and you know, Florida is that state where so many artists have built their careers just from that state alone. When I think of Florida, I think of artists from Uncle Luke, or Luke Campbell, if you will, to Trick Daddy, to Rick Ross, and so many others. How were you influenced by the culture, by the music in Florida? How did that influence you and impact you as a DJ?
Well, from the beginning, when we moved to Florida, you know, coming from New York, we heard, you know, DJ Red Alert, Kid Capri, those guys. When we got to Florida, there was a DJ crew called Jam Pony Express, and the way that they DJ'd the music in the clubs and venues, it was just a whole different, look as being a DJ. So they really influenced me, you know, being down in Florida, to start looking and becoming a DJ. I was at one time an aspiring artist. So being a DJ, and then being an artist, then becoming a DJ, I kind of seen both sides. Mm-hmm. As for being an artist, knowing, you know, doing the grind, and then always having a DJ in your corner. So from that, it was easy for me to adjust from being an artist, then becoming a DJ. Mm-hmm. And that was it. I mean, the Jam Pony Express really, paved the way for myself, because they played all type of music, and they put their touches on it, you know, making the song theirs, and, just highlighting different parts of an artist's song, and they would highlight that. So being a DJ, that, Jam Pony really, set the bar for me.
And when you think of so many great DJs, from Kid Capri to DJ Jazzy Jeff, Funk Master Flex, I mean, these are people that you grew up listening to where you have become the DJ that you are now. I think it's just very, very important that you continue to carry on the legacy that a lot of trailblazers in this game have left for you and many other DJs, especially coming out of Florida, or even more coming out of New York and other states around the country. Well, right now, the most important platform for most DJs, or for all DJs, I should say, is social media. And I want you to go ahead and break this down to many DJs. I come across so many DJs that are on the internet, but they're not social media savvy, if you know what I mean. Why is it important for a DJ to market him or herself on social media?
Well, the social media aspect, if you look at it, that's where, all businesses, people are on social media. So being a DJ, you would want to have that platform and take advantage of that platform fully, because there's so many people that utilize social media. You got people that, they may be on, a social media platform, and they may just be looking, I don't know, just say they're looking for cars or something. And, they see some advertisement that comes up, and they wind up, clicking on that advertisement right there. The same goes with the DJs. You may have some people on the social media that's looking for a DJ, and your ad may just pop up. Or, you might have a post up or something, and it's there. So there's so many millions of people that utilize it. You definitely have to put your brand out there so people know, be aware, because it's so hard to reach people, just within your city alone, and then you're trying to reach people on a national or international level. So I'm telling the DJs the social media is where you have to be. And I always tell DJs to make sure, if you're utilizing social media, make sure that your DJ name or whatever your platform matches your social media page. You don't want to have, I want to have DJ SL Jamz and then have, my name Pee Wee something, on my page, because people are not going to be able to search for that. They're going to be looking for DJ SL Jamz. So you want to make sure your page, all your social media pages, matches up to what your page is.
Mm-hmm. What are the best social media pages or services out there for DJs to market themselves on?
I would say Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Those are the main ones that I use, that I see a lot of traffic, so that different you can reach different type of audience. So those are the main ones that I use. Those are the ones I recommend to DJs, especially DJs that like to that are in venues, or that have a platform where they're streaming. I tell DJs to utilize that Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now they especially TikTok. Things make you go viral. All it takes is I tell artists it takes one song. DJs, it just takes a few people that see what you're doing and have you viral. You'd be all over the place.
Right. What is the presentation for DJs to put out there to get people to follow them on all these social media resources? You mentioned Facebook, you mentioned Twitter, you mentioned Instagram. All those three different services provide something different to their consumer, to their visitors. But let's say what is the presentation that DJs have to put out there to bring people to where they are, to grow that kind of following? What kind of presentation do you think?
Like instance, myself, I would say being an all around DJ where you can play all different genre of music. So I try to give potential fans and new clients, I give them that, let them see that atmosphere that I'm in. Mm-hmm. And let them see that the job, the work that I'm doing. That's very important. If people can see what you're doing, it makes it a more reliable source. They can oh, he does this. Okay. Oh, look how the crowd reacted. It's no makeup stuff. It's nothing, somebody can say, oh, I didn't do it. They can actually see it. So I know a lot of my clients and fans that follow me, they like to see me, see me in action. And, they share it, post it, whatever they can do. Or, they may share it with a friend. Or they maybe look for this type. And, well, this DJ does this, check him out. You can see his social media posts. You can see the fans. You can see them. I try to go live. I try to, let the people into my world. Because, that's what I always look at. People like to see what you're doing. So I try to bring them into my world to let them see what I'm doing.
Right.
And then let them relate, relate to what I'm doing. And if they relate to it, I got them. And then, it's to the sky's the limit from there.
Mm-hmm. For those who are just tuning into the BV Mobile Apps podcast, we are talking to Fleet DJ's member, DJ SL Jamz, also known as Mr. Cosign, as we are breaking down the importance and the information you need to market and be successful at it when it comes to promoting yourself on social media. We're talking about all things considered: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even YouTube is a vehicle for a lot of social media traffic. Now, from my understanding, in order for you to boost followers, to get more traffic to your social media, like a Facebook, if you will, it has a feature on there where you can put in money to boost your presentation or to boost your ad to get more followers. Do you think that is necessary to do, or do you think it should just happen organically?
You need both, to be honest. And depending on what you're trying to do. The organic works, but it's only going to go so far. So I tell artists, because myself, I put money into campaigns, and just to draw the traffic. Sometimes I just do it just to get the traffic. Just to let people, people be aware that I'm out here, because it's a lot of DJs out here. So I tell DJs, sometimes you have to set yourself apart, for what you're doing. So so you won't be compared to the next one. So sometimes you're going to have to spend a few dollars on yourself and try to turn them dollars in that you put in. Hopefully it multiplies what you're doing times 4 or 5, but the organic works. And it's good, but, you do need to put some money behind what you're doing, because it's a lot of DJs out here. So you're going to have to really separate yourself from what everybody else is doing and put some money in behind your project or whatever you got going on, especially as a DJ. It's going to help you. All
right. Now, is there a such thing as over promoting yourself on social media? And what I mean by over promoting is, you go on social media. We are on social media all the time, especially DJs. And over promoting to me is something that you go on your social media pages and you promote something every 2 minutes. And I've seen that happen a lot where you're just like, but is there such a thing as over promoting yourself when you're trying to get those kind of followers or a lot of followers to follow you on your pages?
Well, I don't say it's over promoting. They call it spamming. And, some of those social media outlets, people will report you, so they'll kind of shut you down. But it depends what the content is, too, because it goes back to you spending, if you put money behind your project, whatever you're promoting, because you want to reach as many people as possible, So I don't say it's over promoting. It's just the content that you're putting out there. If it's not, if what you're putting out there is not clear, and then it doesn't have it doesn't look like you put any money behind it, because, and not to get off the subject, but it's like, sometimes on the radio, you hear a song 1 hour, you get out the car, walk into Target or Walmart, you get back in the car, you hear the same song again, So and they're promoting that song, they want you to hear it as many times as possible. So I don't say it's over promoting. It's just, if you got good content, the quality is good. If you're going to promote every 3 minutes, hey, if it's out there, put it out there. You want everybody to be able to see it so you can reach. then if you don't, you're going to under promote yourself, and you're not going to be able to reach as many people. So,
Yeah.
I tell DJs, put it out there, but if you're going to do it, to the extreme, at least make sure the content is good, the visuals are good, and you're not going to have no problem. 'Cause people are going to say, hey, look, this guy put some money behind this,
Right.
He's advertising,
Right. I want to switch gears for one moment before we quickly talk about your radio station, Ride and Flow Radio. Now, I see DJs do this a lot, especially more than ever before, that is playing music, getting people to watch them perform live on Facebook and or IG. And at times they put a disclaimer in front of the video or at the top of the video telling people that they do not own the rights to the music that they are playing. Facebook and even IG at times, they have certain people in place to monitor what that DJ is putting out there. What are some of the parameters that DJs have to be mindful of when they are performing live on Facebook and or IG from being blocked?
Well, it's a good thing. Well, it has become a bad thing for DJs, playing live music. I mean, playing artist music. Playing the Cardi B's, the Drakes, and all that, because they get flagged because they don't have rights to it. But it's a great platform for the independent and the unsigned artists. So, what I tell DJs, if you have a set and you got some new music and it's out, and let me backtrack. So if you're playing music live on, say, Facebook, the best thing I would tell you to do, so you don't try to get flagged, if you are playing the major artist music, is try to keep that song played under less than a minute. And the reason that, because the system, the way they system, they're listening is trying to track it. And some DJs, they're playing a song 2.5, 3 minutes, and then they're trying to go to the next song. But if you're going to do it like that, I would try to keep the song under less than a minute, and do your thing, go on to the next record. So if if you got your playlist set, I would try to do that. If that's not working, then this is an opportunity for these new artists, independent, that's on independent labels or they unsigned. That's a way to get their music out. And the system, not Facebook, can't shut that down. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
We have that platform for them artists. I would tell them, get it, and help break those artists' music, and give them that platform.
Yeah.
And let them all, you build a relationship with those new artists, especially if they got good music. Hey, put it out there, If you're going to charge a fee, come get your service fee, but give them that platform so that they can have, since, it's kind of hard to play your music in clubs now, because a lot of clubs not open. So.
Yeah. And a lot of people will agree to that. Now, we're running out of time. We only have a few moments right here on the BV Mobile Apps podcast. Sean Garvey with DJ SL Jamz on the telephone line. We're talking about how you can successfully market yourself on social media. And speaking of which, Ride and Flow Radio, we see it on Facebook, we see it on Twitter, we see it on Instagram. You are always promoting the station. And what can people expect when they listen to Ride and Flow Radio? Whether it's on Fleet DJs Radio or on the app, courtesy of BB Mobile Apps, if you will. What can people expect when they listen to Ride and Flow Radio?
Well, we base the station off of artists that's from Florida. So that's our main goal. We want to get artists from Florida. If they're major, if they're independent, or if you're unsigned, we give artists that platform. A lot of artists or people that do projects, if they're on projects, they always want to come to Florida. And then when you come to Florida, you want to probably hear the Trick Daddies, the Rick Ross, the Trinas, the T-Pains, the Flow Riders, the Young Cash, City Girls, Little Pump. We got a gang load of artists from Florida. So if you come in the region, or if you're in California, New York, Ride and Flow, we represent artists from Florida. And we're going to give artists from Florida new, major, old, whatever. We're still giving them platform, and we're gonna play that music, and we're gonna play all different from the old school, from the '80s till today. So we're gonna give artists that platform, and the people tuning in, that's what you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear artists from Florida, and we're gonna just put it out there, and hopefully the listeners are enjoying it.
And the site is fleetdjsradio.com, correct?
Yeah, that's our main site with the Fleet DJs. A big shout out to the Fleet DJs with our radio stations. We have over 25 stations of different genre of music, and Ride and Flow is one of those genre music that we play. Okay. So it's there.
And so how can DJs, especially DJs in Florida, how can they reach out to you if they want to get their music heard on Ride and Flow Radio, or just contact you for booking, for more information, or how they can follow you?
Well, we have a platform open for DJs too, so they do mix shows, anything like that. We have opportunities for them, and artists too. So if they want to contact me, they definitely can call me. You can hit our phone line. It's area code 407-801-2551. And they can email us. It's rideandflowradioflorida@gmail.com. So, and that's a option there too. Social media, you can just hit us up at Ride and Flow, and that's on the Instagram, and on Twitter it's at Ride and Flow Radio. Facebook, Ride and Flow.
Yeah.
You just type that in. We there, man. I'll contact you. And we look out for artists. So you don't have to be an artist from Florida. We tell artists you don't have to be from Florida, but we'll put you in the rotation with the major artists that's from Florida, and give you that look and that platform. And we get behind your project too. So we're not just, spinning your music and just letting it there. We're going to try to promote your music and let our DJs get behind it, put it on mix shows. If we're in the clubs or wherever we're going live, we want to try to get your music there, and give every artist opportunity, and let our listeners hear them, and let them try to keep building their fan base. Because if they're successful, we're going to stay successful. And plus, we're going to let them know that the BV mobile app is there for them too. So
love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Well, DJ SL Jamz, we got to bring you on next time. And we're going to do a continuation of how DJs can be successful marketing themselves on social media. It's more caveat we want to put out there to our listening audience as we are talking about the importance of social media and how it has impacted a lot of DJs and their careers taking off to the next level. So we really appreciate you for coming on board, and keep making it happen. Keep making it happen for many artists down there in Florida. People in Florida are still keeping it on the map, and we wish you much success and much blessings in your professionalism as a DJ. No,
I appreciate you having us, and big shout out to you guys. We rock with y'all guys, so we're going to keep rocking. We're going to share. Let all the artists and DJs know your app is available, and it's a platform there so they can be seen, and it's a great opportunity for them. So we appreciate you having us, and I greatly appreciate it for taking the time.
Well, thank you so much. That is DJ SL Jamz, also known as Mr. Cosign, Fleet DJ member right here on the BV Mobile Apps with your host, Sean Garvey, the architect. Make sure you follow us on all your social media at BV Mobile Apps. You can also follow me, Sean Garvey, on Facebook at Sean Garvey, Twitter, Instagram, Sean Garvey ATL. And make sure you go to bvmobileapps.com for all of your mobile apps needs, or if you need an app customized today, just go to bvmobileapps.com for more information. This is Sean Garvey signing off, and tuning in again for another BV Mobile Apps podcast right here on bvmobileapps.com. We will talk to you later. Take care. Peace.
It's a new year. It's a new day. We're starting it over. Starting the day.
Thank you for listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast with your host, Sean Garvey. For more information about BV Mobile Apps, visit the website, bvmobileapps.com. Don't forget to follow BV Mobile Apps on social media at BV Mobile Apps. Tune in again next time on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast.